Good, so let's look at this question, May 2017. Variance question, May 2017. Where are you? May 2017. Good. So now the question stated that we should prepare operating statement. Prepare statement which will consider the budgeted profit with that of the actual for June 2017, showing individual variances in much detail. So you have to calculate all the variances, But there's a good news. The good news is that there is no variable production overheads. No variable. Apart from direct labor and then material and then the fixed are done. So we'll be fast there. So first of all, we have to calculate all the sales variances first. Because to prepare operating statement, we need the budgeted profit. So we will calculate the budgeted profit. After bringing the budgeted profit, then we reconcile with all the variances. Then we are done. So we can start with the budgeted profits.
Sales price.
Good. So sales price, and then we affect you the sales volume variances, right? Good.
Yes.
To get there. So first of all, we have to calculate the budgeted profit. So what is the budgeted profit? How do you get the budgeted profit? Because we are calculating operating statement, we need a budgeted profit. Now it is a budgeted profit before admin cost. Budgeted profit before admin. It should be after production overhead, but it should be before admin. So to get a budgeted profit, you start your sales revenue, budgeted sales units. Production is equal to sales, so that's 5,400.
Yeah.
The units production, okay, sales unit is 4,900. You have to use the sales unit 4,900 by a selling price of 11 to get the sales revenue. So first of all, let's go and do that workings first. So we will start like this. So the examiner that this is the actual May solution. We'll call it operating statements. Operating statements. We need a budgeted profit. Budgeted profits. There are three currencies, so we normally put at the last and then. Hey, trouble. So what you do is this. Budgeted profits, you have to go and calculate it because it's not in the question. Pick all the budgets. So workings number one, first workings, budgeted profits. I'll do that one here. Good. So that one will be, if I write here, you can't see. Okay, the camera is here. Okay, then you have to come and stand here. Good. So budgeted profit. Let's see how we can calculate the budgeted profit. We start by sales, everything coming from the budget. So sales revenue, they sold 4,900 at 11 Ghana cedis as the selling price. You can pick it up and see if that's the right figure. They sold, yes, selling price is 11. Hey, that's the actual. You have to pick from the budget. So the budget is 5,000 against 10 Ghana cedis. So take it. So good. So it means that it should be 50,000. That's 50, the sales revenue.
Sales revenue.
Good. So let's go and put it down. So that would be 5,000 by Ghana cedi of 50. That will give us 50,000. Then all the costs. Let's subtract all the costs. So material cost labor cost, what again, and then the fixed production overhead. Then you are done. You subtract all this and then you get a profit. Here, this is not the time for you to do demarcation. Variable cost, contribution, fixed cost, not at all. Assign all the cost because it's a workings that you are doing. It's not a question that they've asked you. But if they've asked you to prepare the profit statement, why not go through the demarcations and then for them? So material, let's go and pick the material. Here, there's no variable production overhead in the question. So let's see the material cost. Now, the material per the standard, they've used 13,000 kg, that's the budgeted quantity. And then each one, the price is 0.5. So it will be 10,000 by 0.5. That will give us half of 10,000. So that's 5,000, right? In the bracket, our 10,000 kg by 0.5. And that will give us 5,000. Perfect. Put all in bracket. All costs must be in brackets. Now let's go to labor. Labor cost will be, now labor is labor. They say hours per unit is 0.5. So if each unit you are spending 0.5 and we budgeted to produce 5,000, so it means that the budgeted labor hours should be 0.5 by 5. That'll give us 2,500 hours. And each hour, the rate is what? 4 Ghana cedis. So it will be that answer times 4. So in short, it will be the
5,000.
Good times the 0.5. This one will give us the labor hours first.
Yeah.
Then we will relax and come back. What's the rate per hour times the 4 Ghana cedis? Good. So it will be 2,500 times 4 Ghana cedis. That will be around 100 or 10,000. So 2,500 times 4, that's 10,000. So put it in bracket. 10,000 will be in bracket. Oh, then we're almost done. Oh. Let me fixed production overhead. No calculation. Fixed production overhead was given to us straightforward. No calculation on that. So we go ahead and pick it. So fixed production overhead will be, hey, wow.
Okay.
So let's go and pick the budgeted
fixed cost production.
Good production, which is 10,000, right? Good budget. For the budget, it is 10,000. Perfect.
Yeah, 10,000.
Now we have to leave the admin. Admin should not be part because we want profit before admin. We don't want the production cost to be part. These are non-production. Admin is non-production, so we leave it. Good. So fixed production overhead is 10,000. And we are done with the profit. So 10,000 is less.
So we have profit of 25,000.
Perfect. So the profit, budgeted profit is 25,000. Now, what do you think will be the profit per unit? So profit per unit will be?
We divide it by 5,000.
Perfect. So 25,000 divided by the 5,000 units. Good. Do the per unit will be the profit of 25,000 all divided by 5,000, and that will give us 5 Ghana cedis per unit. Perfect. So now we've used one workings to clear 2 items at the same time. So now we go in and then we place our.
Okay, I'm doing some classes. Let me finish and come.
Good. And then when we are done, good. So let's put it in perfect. So the budgeted profit is 25,000 from in here, 25,000. Then they start by saying the sales and then the selling price variances. So let's do the selling price variance. So selling price variance. Good, selling price variance, and then the sales volume. Sales volume. Good. So selling price, we compare the difference between the budgeted sales and then the actual selling price. Then we are done. Good. So let's workings number 2, the variances. So now workings 2, the calculation of the variance. So this is the workings 1. Workings 2 is the calculation of the variances. All the variances, starting from selling price variance. So selling price expected against actual. Expected against actual. Good. So the expected or the budgeted selling price. The budgeted selling price is 11 Ghana cedis or 10. Let's go and pick it up.
The budgeted is 10.
Perfect. So the
And then
budgeted
the
selling
actual
price,
is 11.
good. So there is expected is 11 Ghana cedis. Then the actual is 10, giving a variance of 1 Ghana cedis. Then you value it using the actual unit sold. So let's go and pick the actual unit sold, actual sales. So sales volume actual is 4,900. So therefore,
9.
perfect. So therefore, actual sales unit, that's 4,900. So here it will be Ghana cedi of 4,900, favorable or adverse. So here to be
Favorable.
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 Okay, this is a revenue variance. So with revenue variance, it should give us adverse because the actual selling price was lesser than the expected. I think we've mixed the items, right? I think we have entered. And the actual is 11. Yes, the actual rather should be 11.
Yes.
Good, so perfect. So actual is 11, expected is 10, giving us favorable variance. Good. So here will be favorable and favorable too. Good. So I'll put it here 4,000 price variance. Selling price variance 4,900. Favorable. Sales volume. Now sales volume is the difference between the budgeted sales and the actual sales. It's valued at what? Valued at the budgeted profits. So that is it. And the budgeted profit per unit is what? Is the 5 Ghana cedis. So we are going to use that one. So I'll clean it and then we do that working there. So sales volume variance. So sales volume variance. Now the variance is there, so you can just write the sales volume to save time. Sales volume will be the budgeted sales unit. So budgeted sales unit versus actual sales unit. So from the question, the budgeted sales unit is budgeted sales unit is 5,000. Actual is 4,900. Perfect. So 5,000 here. We put the unit on top. 5,000 and then 4,900. So therefore, there's 100 adverse, right? Because we
Yes.
sold lesser
Yes.
than the standard or the budgeted. So that gives us adverse. Good. How much come here? Good. So I think it's okay now. We can have a wider resolution. Good. So that is it. Good. So this is variance in terms of units. So
Yeah.
you multiply by the standard profit per unit. So standard or budgeted profit. Standard profit per unit. So the standard profit is 5 Ghana cedis. So therefore, the variance will be 500 Ghana cedis. Perfect. Adverse. So A. You are done. So now I come here, I write 500 Ghana cedis adverse. Just the adverse I will subtract. So ideally, if I put in bracket like this, it will be okay. Or if you don't want trouble to, if you can remember and subtract, I'll be fine. So I think,
Hello, sir.
yes,
sir.
please. Yeah, I'm here.
The standard price.
Yes, standard
The
profit.
standard price.
Standard profit per unit. Standard profit per unit. Good.
Okay, you multiply it by standard profit per unit.
Good. So
Not standard price.
Not at all. This is sales volume variance. Is the difference between the budgeted unit and the actual unit valued at the standard profit. The standard profit. So the standard profit that we have 25,000 in total, divided it by the budgeted unit, we had 5 Ghana cedis, and then now we have the 500. Good. So favorable plus this give us 29. Lesson this 4, so must give us something like 29,400. Good, 29,400. So now the cost variances will continue. So cost variances. So all the cost variances. I have to create 2 currencies, one here, for adverse and then favorable. So favorable will be on top like this, just F. Let's just make it F. Let's make here A as the adverse on top of it. Good. Think. So let's make here F, here A. Perfect. So all the cost variances must continue. And then for the cost variance, you will go and calculate material price variance, material usage, and then labor in that order. So let's get into that one also. Then we are done for 15 solid marks. Yeah. So cost variance, we are still under the variance calculation. If you do the workings, you bring it here. If you do the workings, you bring it. So material price variance. So material price variance. That one too, you say expected against the actual. Expected against actual. Good. So let's go to the question. Go and pick the expected material price. That's using the actual quantities. The actual quantities consumed. You multiply by the standard rate material, and then you compare it with the actual material cost. Perfect. So what do you get? So to be the 10,000, right?
Times 0.5.
It will be the 10,000. It will be the actual, yes. It must be the actual quantity consumed, good, by
Yes.
the 0.5. Perfect.
0.5. So 10,600.
Good. Perfect. So perfect one. So that's the, but that question, this one, the arrangement was a bit troublesome. So it will be the 10,600 times 0.5 Ghana cedis. So if each one should spend this, then 300, 500. So that should give us 5,300. Good.
5,300.
Good. If the calculator give us the right answer. Then we move on to the actual. So the actual material cost incurred. What is the actual material cost? The actual material cost will be 10,600 by what? 0.6. So 10,600 by the 0.6. 0.6. But oh, sorry, the word is not coming. Sorry. So it will be 10,600 by 0.6. Draw the final answer will be 10,600 Ghana cedis. That will be the variance. Okay. Now let's see how you calculate this. So 10, yeah.
What did you use for the expected 10,600 for the expected?
Okay.
The expected should be 10,000 now.
Okay, that's fine. Now we are calculating material price. So the price at which you got the materials compared to the price at which you should have acquired them per your standard. Now we have to use the actual material, which is 10,600. This is the actual materials acquired or purchased per your standard. Per the standard, how much should have spent for one? Per the standard is 0.5.
Yes.
So we have to use the actual material, but not the budgeted materials of 10,000. The budgeted material is 10,000. That one is what we have budgeted. That's not what we have acquired now. No. We budgeted that we have to go and buy 10,000 kg of materials. But when we went, we bought 10,600. So in terms of price, this 10,000 that we have acquired, in terms of price, did we have favorable variance or adverse variance? So it must be on the actual quantity that we've acquired, because this 10,000 we've not acquired it. It's the budget that we should go and buy. You have to use the actual unit. Good. So here will be, how we get that?
Yes.
Good. So 10,600 by 0.6, that will give us 3,630. So 3,630. Right. So it should be 1060. Sorry. So what do you do? This minus this, so 5,300 less the answer. That's 1060. That will give us adverse because
Sir, the 10,600 times 0.6.
Yes.
It is 6,360.
6,360. Hey, it's true. It's true.
6,360.
Good. It's true. 6,360. Like this,
Yes.
Good. So that is it. 6,360. Spacing is too much. 6,360. Giving us an adverse variance of 1060.
Yes.
So variance. Perfect. We are done. So I come and put it in here. Material price variance is adverse. So all adverse one line, all adverse on the second line. So I write it here, 1060. Good. If it's favorable, I'll put another first one. Now usage. Usage have to do with the quantities. Usage have to do with the quantity. So the material usage variance will be the expected quantity or the budgeted quantity. Expected quantity. So what we do is we go to the question, go and pick per the standard. If you want to produce 1 unit of the product, how many quantity do you have to use per the standard? So let's go and pick it up. Per the standard, in fact, if you want to produce 5,000, we have to use 10,000 kg. So what would be the material usage per unit? I think it will be 0.5, right? Good. If you want to produce 5,000, you have to use 10,000 kg. So what's the material usage rate per kg? So it means that to be, if you want to produce 1, you need 5,000. Now, if 5,000 units, we need what? 10,000 kgs.
10,000 kg.
Perfect. So 1 unit, 1 will be equal to what? X. So if more divided and then those stuff.
Yes.
So
10,000 divided by 5,000.
Mm.
That's 5. Yes.
Okay.
It's
So
equal to 5.
perfect. So you go to 5. It's equal to what? 5. Now
5.
2.
It's equal to 2. Sorry, 2.
Perfect. 2. It's equal to 2. So it means that each unit we need to spend what? 2 kg. So that when you multiply by 2, we can get the 10,000. Perfect. So now that we know that the standard rate per unit is 2, what's the actual production unit? We pick the actual production unit. The actual production unit, good, is 5,400. So expected. So think that 5,400 being the actual units, each one we should have used material of what? 2 kg. Thank you. So multiplying this, you had 10,800 kg. So normally I put kg here. Good. 10,800. That was the actual kg consumed. The actual kg consumed. That's 10,000 or so, or 10,600. So the actual kg is 10,600. Perfect. No calculation. So that's 10,600. So there will be variance of 200. Here we've consumed lesser than expected. So ideally, it's favorable, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to use lesser materials. So you multiply this by the standard rate. The standard material cost per kg. Good. And that one was 0.5. So 0.5 of this. Putting this together, we get a value of 100 Ghana cedis. Favorable. So material usage, okay, they say material usage variance. So usage. The usage will be here 100. Perfect. Now let's do for labor and then fixed production. Then we are almost through. The labor, I'll be very fast and then do the two together. So labor, we will call it labor rates. In fact, I suppose you just clean the items here. We just clean the items here and then fix them in. So for labor rates, expected actual. Good. So let's see the expected. You pick the actual hours valued at the standard rate. So the actual hours worked, they spend 0.55 hours. Labor rates, they spend 0.55 hours. In fact, here we can just, I'll use the shortcut here. Labor rate is 3.8 actual, budgeted is 4. So there's a favorable of 0.2. Good. So there's a favorable hours of 0.2. Good. So favorable rates. So standard rate, which is 4. Actual rate is 3.8. So that's 0.2, right? Good. Now you value this at the actual hours. The actual hours will be the hours per unit, which is 0.55.
So we can see.
Okay, let's see. Let's go to the board. Now I'm using a shortcut approach. I changed the format. The standard, or we could have used that one too. Do you like this one or should use the other method? Our normal one.
Anyone that is acceptable there, no problem.
Okay, but I like the other one.
Okay.
I like the other one. Let me go back to my other one. The other one say expected. So you pick the actual hours. There isn't this here the actual hours. That was my only worry. The actual hours will be the 0.55. If you want to produce a unit, you have to spend 0.55. Then what is the number of units produced? The number of units produced is actual unit is 5,400. So when you multiply it by this, it will give us actual hours spent or actual hours consumed or utilized. So that will be 5,400. Then this answer is just the actual hours, but yet it wasn't given to us. So this one will give us just the actual hours. But the expected labor cost will be what? In terms of the labor price times the standard rate per hour. So again, times the standard rate per hour. So let's go and pick the
Times the
standard
rate, yeah.
the standard rate per hour, which will be standard rate per hour. Standard rate per hour, which is given to us as standard rate per hour, which is 0.5 here. That's standard rate is 4 Ghana cedis agreed. That's the standard rate per hour, standard per the budget. So it's 4 Ghana cedis. So times 4 cedis. This is actual labor hours and this is the amount. So that will give us 0.55 by 5,400 by 4. That will give us 11,880. Perfect. I put Ghana cedis here. Then the actual labor cost will be also be, now let's see the actual labor cost. Good. So actual will be 0.55 by the 400
and by 3.8.
Perfect. So 3.8 is the difference. So 3.8 0.55 by 5,400 by 3.8. And that'll give us 0.55 times 4,400 times 3.8. That'll give us 11,286. Perfect. 11,286. So there'll be variance of less 11,880.
594.
Perfect. 594. And then that will be favorable because this 11 is lesser than the expected. So labor rate, we come to the solution, which is labor rate. So labor rate, it is favorable, so it must be under the favorable column. Good. Then we go to the efficiency. Efficiency, we compare the expected hours. Good. So efficiency, compare the expected hours to that of the actual hours. So expected hours, now when you pick the actual unit, which is 5,400, then you multiply it by the standard rate per unit. Standard hours per unit. If you want to produce a unit, 0.5, right?
0.5, yeah.
So that means that we need hours of half of this 200.
2,500.
2,700 or so.
No, 500. Oh, sorry.
Good. So 2,000.
5,400.
Then the actual hours will be the 5,400 times 0.55. So 0.55, so 5,400 times 0.55. That's 2,970. Good. So variance in terms of hours will be 270 hours.
270 adverse.
So adverse because you spend more time than expected. So you value this ones are in hours. So you value by using standard rate per hour, standard labor rate per hour. And then the standard labor rate per hour is 4 Ghana cedis. So you bring your 4 Ghana cedis here and you multiply by 4. You have 1080 adverse. So I'll come here and say labor is efficiency. I'll put it here 1080. Then you continue with the variable. But the good news is that this question there was no variable, so don't involve yourself with the variable. Then we go to the fix. Here we were told that the company uses absorption. So you want the trade. So calculate the expenditure and then the capacity and efficiency. Then you are done. So let's calculate the expenditure, the trade. And when you are done, you can sum them up here. Just that in the solution, they provided only one, which is not the best. So let's see how best we can do our own. So we need the fixed overhead expenditure variance. Then we go to efficiency and then the capacity. So fixed production overhead efficiency variance. That one too. Hey, why are we starting from efficiency? We are doing the expenditure.
Expenditure.
Variance. Good. So we start from, for expenditure, bring your budgeted. It's between your budgeted overheads against the actual. Now the budgeted overheads, let's go and then pick it up for production. Budget, the budget, trouble. Hello. Now the budgeted production overhead is 10,000. The actual is 13. So
No.
in terms of expenditure, 10,300.
300, yes.
So in terms of expenditure, there's a variance of 300.
Right. Yes.
So good. So let's go to the board. The budgeted is 10,000. Actual is 10,300. Variance of 300. Good. And here is adverse, straight up. So we come here and say that the budgeted overheads, in fact, budgeted, no, it's not budgeted. You have to write the name that we wrote here. Good. So fixed, perfect. Fixed production
overhead expenditure variance.
Good. And that one is 300 adverse. It must go
Adverse,
to
yes.
this section.
Yes.
Then the efficiency, then capacity, then we are almost through. Capacity, we almost through.
This a pregnant question.
For 15 marks. In fact, these ones, yes, we can use a shortcut approach for it. A shortcut approach for these three. Just one calculation can give you the answer for these three. I think when I'm done, I'll introduce you to that one. But the person is pregnant. A lot. So let's calculate the expenditure. I have made it plenty. Expenditure. Efficiency. And the labor hours, expected hours. We did that one here, but let's. So fixed production overhead efficiency variance. So E, capital E, small f are down there. That one to efficiency. Normal. You compare the standard labor hours, the standard labor hours, or the expected labor hours to that of the actual hours. So the expected labor hours, I think we had 2,700 or so. Let's do the calculation expected. Per the standard, we have produced actual units. How many hours do you have to spend on the job? Per the standard, we have to spend
0.5.
Go, so 0.5. So that's where we had the 2,700. 2,700. So that will be 2,700. Perfect. The actual hours, we had 2,970. How do you get the actual?
70, okay.
Good. Actual, we had it from the labor efficiency. Please take note that labor efficiency is the same as the fixed production efficiency. The only difference is that after you getting the variance in terms of hours, then here you are going to use the rate, fixed production overhead rate per hour. I don't want to write it in full because if I say I want to write it in full, to not go there. You pick the standard fixed production overhead rate per hour. But under the labor, you have to pick standard labor rate per hour. That's the only difference. Good. So the standard fixed production overhead rate per hour, not per unit, per hour, because these ones are in hours. So let's go and calculate it. The total cost, here there are so many ways of getting it, but let's see the simplest one. The production cost, standard production cost is 10,000, or the budgeted production cost 10,000. Meanwhile, the standard hours, the budgeted hours will be budgeted labor hours will be the 5,000 by the 0.5. So in all, what will be the amount that if you multiply it by this answer? In fact, I'm talking plenty. All what you have to do is this. To get a rate per hour, pick the total cost. There are two ways. You pick the total fixed cost, total fixed production overhead, then divide it by the total budgeted hours. Good. To give you the rate per hour. Or take the total fixed production cost per unit, divided by labor hours per unit, labor hour per unit. All this will be the same. But for this question, if you go by this, you'll be faster because the total production overhead cost is 10,000 in this question. So it will be 10,000 divided by total budgeted labor hours. So the budgeted labor hours, you have to pick it from, that's the
5,000
good.
times 0.5.
Perfect. So the 5,000 by the 0.5. So 5,000 times the 0.5. So I hope you've seen the question, how it is. It was very, very, very well structured and presented. But the solution is not easy at all. And you have to do this within 30 minutes. It's less than 30 minutes, though.
And it's 4.
Good. So
the rate is 4.
The rate is 4. Wow. So that's a good news. 2,500. Good. So 4 cities. So the rate is 4 cities. And it will be the same as the efficiency because labor rate 2 was 4 cities. Good. So by 270. Good, which is 1080. So efficiency here 2 is 1080. But here it is still adverse, right? So adverse, so 1080 adverse. Good. So we come and put it here, 1080 adverse. Then the capacity will be the capacity. Then we add down the capacity. We compare what the budgeted hours to that of the actual hours. The budgeted hours. Good. So capacity will be the budgeted hours to that of the actual hours. When you're done, I'll give you shortcuts so that you will not go through all these 3. The math is 15. You've done plenty things. Just that they are a bit straightforward. Not too straightforward though, with regard to this. So the capacity variance. So let's write the full name. Fixed production overhead volume capacity variance. So that one deal with the budgeted units. So the budgeted hours versus the actual hours. Good. Now the budgeted hour, this one I think we've come across it. So budgeted hours is this one, 5,000 by 0.25, 0.5, which is 2,500 hours. How do you get that? Is the 5,000 times the 0.5 because each unit that we budgeted to produce, you have to spend 0.5 hours. Now we budgeted to produce 5,000. So in total, you're likely to spend 2,500 versus the actual hours. If I should remember the figures from the question, the production unit was 5,400, and then actual hours need was 0.55. So 0.55. I think that's always we have 29. Yes, good. It's the one that we had the 299. So let's go back to the question and see. Is that the one?
2970.
Good, 2970. And then it means that the actual hours required, okay, 2.55. Okay, then that's good. So it means that here there must be 0.5 again. Yeah, there must be 0.5 here again. So that's the actual. The actual. Okay. Please, what do you get for the actual? Thank you. It's okay.
2970.
2970. Wow, there's an error here. I have spotted some error here. Okay, this is the actual. This is the expected. This is the actual. Oh, okay, then it's okay. Oh, then it's here. Shall we calculate it guys? Yeah, pick it there, straightforward. Now here the difference will be 470. So 470. That's 2,500 less 2970. Good, 470. adverse or favorable? This is where the troublesome guy is. Capacity is the one that does not follow the normal rule. Good.
Please,
Capacity.
the budgeted the figure is 2,500. Eh?
Yes, please.
It's favorable.
2,500. So it means that your capacity has been what? Enhanced or increased, which is favorable. Unlike the efficiency to be adverse. Then you multiply it by the standard rate per hour, the standard fixed production rate per hour. So rate per hour. That's the 4 Ghana cedis that we calculated. This one, good. So by 4 Ghana cedis. Putting this together, so times 4, that'll give us 1,000. Perfect.
1880.
Good, favorable. So capacity is 1880 favorable. Putting all these three together, it will give us the total for that of the fixed production. But here you can use, have you seen these three workings? We are going to use just one calculation to do that. That's the under or the over absorption.
Oh, you are cleaning what
Sorry. Let me produce them. Here is 2,500. Here is 2,970. Sorry. Here is 470. Here is 4 cedis. And here is 1880. Supposed to clean for me. I like writing from the top than the down. I'll be bending. Expected. No, this one is budgeted. Budgeted hours visit versus actual hours. This also is it. And then standard fixed production overhead rate per hour. And that's that one. Good. Now I'm going to use one rate, and then the variance is here. One rate to do the calculation. Now, to get a fixed production overhead, just one. You use the absorbed overheads. Absorbed overhead. So expected, in which we also call it absorbed overhead. Absorbed overhead. You pick the actual unit produced, which is 5,400. Then you multiply it by the fixed production rate. The fixed production rate will be, but it's supposed to arrange it like this for us. The fixed production cost per unit, but not the rate per hour. So according to the question, the hours per unit is 0.5. Good, so it's 0.5 hours, but the rate is 4. And then the rate per hour. So here too, the budgeted hours will be budgeted hours. So good. So once the rates are the same, here to follow the same show. Okay, now let's see. So to be 0.5 hours at 4 Ghana cedis. Trouble. Good, it's here. So here, the rates, the fixed production cost, just write it like this, so fixed production overhead. We need 0.5 hours at 4 Ghana cedis. 4, and they'll give us like this and this. That's 2.2 or 2 cedis. Should be 2 cedis. 0.5 times 4. That's 2 cedis. Good. Now this 2 cedis, that's the fixed production cost. So that's what we are looking for. So per our budget, each unit, the cost must be 2 Ghana cedis. Now we have produced 5,400, so we have to choose that 2 cedis. So yes, the expected cost will be the expected
10,800.
Good. Now the issue is this. They have to arrange it like this. Fixed production cost will be into bracket the hours required at times the rate per hour. The rate per hour we calculated to be 4 Ghana cedis. Good. So if you multiply, we get a value of 2 cedis. Good. So each unit, we should spend 2 Ghana cedis in terms of fixed production cost. Now, actually, we have produced 5,400. What will be the expected cost? The expected, we should have spent what? 5,400 by this, which is the same as the absorbed overhead, because the absorbed overhead is equal to the overhead absorption rate times the activity level. So that will give us the 10,800. Perfect.
800.
10,800. Then you compare it with the actual cost. The actual cost from the question, actual fixed production cost is 10,000, right? No, 10,300. Agreed. So the actual is 10,300, leaving a variance of
500.
500 favorable. So it means that if you add these three together, you get 500 favorable. So this and this, so the total adverse of 10,380 less 1,880. This one, good. So to be 1,380 less 1,880. So that's 500 adverse. Here we have favorable, right? Yes, because this guy is more than this, right? So to be favorable, how we get that? The favorable section is more than the adverse. If you should single only this section out, this section is more than that. So you can just use this approach, this method, to just calculate and ignore these three. Yes, that's the alternative. Now we are done. We should add all the variances together and proceed to calculate the budgeted profit before any selling and distribution cost. Good. So budgeted profit. I am in a favorable section. Favorable will be 100 plus 594 plus 1880. That will give us 2574. 2574. So 2574 plus this one to be 1060 plus 1080 plus another 1080 again plus 300. That will be 3520. 3520. Just that ones are lesser. So it's giving us a net amount of 946 adverse. So 946, we put it in brackets. Yes, you can put all the adverse in brackets, all favorable, positive. So you'll be 3946. Good. 3946. Then what do we do? What do we do? This against this. 3946. 3946. Where from the 4? The 4 is coming from the labor. Okay. So I think we are on cost. So we add it to this. So to be 29,400 less the answer. That's 28,454. Perfect. So we are done. No, not that. This one is before the selling and distribution costs. This guy is before selling distribution cost. Let me throw the camera down a bit. Okay, good. So this is before selling distribution cost. So you bring the actual selling and distribution cost if there's some in your question. In fact, any non-production cost, this is where you bring them. The production cost, you are now with them. So let's go to the question and see if you have the, yes, there was some, yes, there was selling distribution cost. No, admin, here it was admin. Actual one was 3,100. We have to bring its variance to we pick before, okay. So we can bring 3,100. So it will be 3,100. Good, actual is 3,100. Good. So now let's see, 3,100. So actual. So selling and distribution cost, that was admin. So admin cost is 3,100. Taking this off, you get 25,354. This is the actual profit. Actual profit. You can confirm it. Yeah, but that's not part of the game. When you are done like this is the end. Qualify for your 15 marks. Yes, but if you want to confirm whether this answer is true or not, calculate the actual profits. If you calculate the actual profit and you get 2,534, then it's the same show. So you confirm and see quickly. The actual sales is 4,900 by selling price of 11. So sales will be 4,900 times 11. That will give us 4,900 times 11. That will give us 5,3,900. Material cost, labor cost, and then the fixed production overheads, and then the remaining ones. So the material cost will be, actual material cost will be 10,600 by 0.6. Perfect. So 10,600 times 0.6. That's 6,360. So 6,360. Actual labor cost. I think actual labor cost we came out close to the actual labor cost. So labor cost will be the actual labor cost, 38 times the 0.55 times the 4,500. Good, so that's the actual labor cost. That will be 5,400 and 0.55 times 3.8. Yeah, so you came across it. So 11286. Good. Don't forget to put the cost in brackets. Then you go to actual fixed production overhead. The actual fixed production cost, the amount was 3,000 or so. That's 10,300. Good, 10,300. So 10,000. Sorry, some mosquito blowing. 10,300. So that's 10,300. So what's the profit? This profit is before. Selling and distribution. So profit before selling. Now admin. This question is admin. So if I should do this, that's answer 53,900 less 6,360 less 11280 less 10,300. That'll give us 25,960. 25,960. Good. 25,960. The admin overhead, there was a variance of 100. We have added it to the variances. We have added it. That 100, it will play a role here. So that's 25,960. Good. 25,000. Show my figures on go. Sure. But this must be 4 being inside. 29,954. Good, 954. Then you less the actual. You less the actual. What's the name? The actual admin. The admin cost. So what's the administrative cost? The actual administrative cost is what? Will I get 10,300 we use the 10,300, so 25,954. The actual admin is what's the figure for the actual admin? The figure for actual admin. Good. That we use causes the challenge. The material,
Which
the
one?
labor, we use I think we use 5,400. That's the
Instead of the
error.
5,000. Instead of the 5,000. Because David was pointing it out.
I didn't hear. Oh, sorry.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Oh, so sorry. I didn't hear.
Because with my calculation, or I was using the 5,000. That is why I paused. So I realized that.
I got the actual profit, right? Is it the actual profit?
No, not the. I'm coming. No. The actual profit, I did not even do it at all.
Okay, it's the actual profit. In fact,
I'm saying
this one there is correct.
I'm actually, okay, it's correct.
Yeah, this one is correct. But where the issue is coming from is with the actual profit. That's where the issue is coming from. The actual profit. That's where the issue is coming from. So the actual profit, we have to use the actual sales unit, not the production. Okay, so here we use the 4,900. It's a good news. But when we are calculating the material, we end up using the 5,400, which is totally wrong.
Yes.
One of them we use 5,400, which is not the best. So we have to use 4,900 in calculation of the profit. Other than that, we have to subtract the closing inventory.
So
good.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay, when you land, because I have a question with the budgeted profit as well. Why we are using the 4,900?
Yeah, the 4,900 because we are sales. Then we have to adjust for closing inventory. If you don't want to adjust for closing inventory, then we have to use sales. Good. This will go. Now let's continue. So to avoid trouble, we have to use the 4,900, or for that of the production section. Good. For that of this section, we have to use 4,900 for this section. How we get this material and then labor. We have to use the 4,900 and then 4,900. Or if we don't want trouble, then we have to subtract the closing inventory, the cost of the closing inventory from them, the closing inventory from it. But that one will be a very long approach. We can just use the 4,900 straight up and then we are done. So let's go and see if any of these items, 1 and 2, we use the 5,400, we change it to 4,900, and then you are done. So the sales, so the actual cost, actual material cost, there will be some level of closing inventory, which is closing inventory is 500 units, right?
Yes.
Good. So that's 500 units. 500 units. Multiply it by the cost. So we can adjust from that of material. And what again? Labor, did we use the? Yes, labor, we use the 5,400. So we can adjust from the labor and then the material cost. So putting labor and material costs together, we can adjust from there. Then you are done. So 2 ways of doing this. So to be on server side, you have to adjust it from the closing inventory. Good. The closing inventory. Now the closing inventory is 500. Normally you subtract closing inventory from your production cost to get the actual cost of sales. So what we are keeping it in, it's a production cost, not cost of sales. So get the cost of closing inventory. Now because the fixed production cost, I don't want to pick that one. So I will get adding these two figures together. The material cost per unit and then labor cost per unit will be, this one is per kg, and this one also per unit. Good. So what do you get? Okay. So how do you get it? But there are so many ways, but let's